Hi, I'm Elon Musk, founder of Tesla and CEO of SolarCity. I'm a true believer in the power of solar energy and that everyone should buy my products. Yes, they may be expensive, but they are the ticket to the future of energy, innovation, and sustainability. My TED Talk is aimed to show people how necessary these forms of innovations are to maintain our planet, as well as to educate people on the process of manufacturing, installation, and the science behind it.
Hello, I'm Mr. Green, co-founder of Petrotech. Today, I've set up a meeting with my business partner, Mr. Gray, to discuss what our company can do to go green, primarily how we can use solar energy instead of conventional fossil fuels. My pinheaded partner doesn't see the need for this change, and as a cheapskate, he's opposed to installing new technology in the building. Today, I'm hoping I can persuade him to invest in solar. I believe this will pay off later for our company, and that it's more sustainable as a means of electricity in the coming years.
Hello, I'm Mr. Gray, the better CEO and co-founder of Petrotech Company. Today, Mr. Green is going to try to convince me that we should go solar or something for our company. Apparently, he thinks that we're doing everything wrong and that we need to make this change, aka spend thousands of dollars that we don't even need to. I don't see the difference. We can use that money for lots of other things. We've been using conventional electricity this whole time, and I haven't noticed any issues with it.
Ah, Mr. Gray.
Mr. Green,
Glad you could make it.
I'm glad too. So, let's get down to business. What is it exactly that makes you so adamant about solar, and particularly why do you think our company should switch?
I think that it's a really good investment for our company. You know, solar is a little bit expensive when you first install it, but in a few years it'll pay off and we'll be rolling in dough.
So, what do you even know about solar energy?
Well, solar energy is a renewable resource as opposed to fossil fuels, which are non-renewable. Fossil fuels contribute to the CO2 emissions and global warming, which I know you don't believe in, but they do, and as well as the fact that fossil fuels are non-renewable, so they're a finite resource that's going to run out at some point, so our company can't depend on them for that much longer.
Okay, you're starting to build a point, but global warming still just kind of seems like a myth to me. I mean, we've been using, the same coal energy all of this company's life, and I haven't seen a problem.
Then I think you really need to watch this video.
Hello, my name is Elon Musk, and I'm here today to talk to you about solar power. We've dug ourselves into a deep ditch, a ditch that gets deeper every day as we continue to burn fossil fuels like we're indestructible. Well, I hate to break it to you, but that's just not true. At this rate, we'll have irreversible damage by 2030. But don't worry, this isn't a TED Talk about that where I'll spend the whole 20 minutes talking to you about how we're all screwed. I'm here to provide a solution. Have you ever wondered how much energy the sun radiates every day, and how much of that energy we're actually putting to use? Well, at any moment, the sun emits 3.9 times 10 to the 26th watts of energy every second. Doesn't take a genius to know that's a big number. The non-renewable fossil fuels that we use today are detrimental in their lack of sustainability. However, they can be cheap and easy to mass produce. Furthermore, we have engineered our planet to run on these fuels, so any change is challenging. I am here today to talk to you about solar power, an alternative energy source often referred to as a non-depletable energy source because it is and will always be a constant source of energy. The problem is harnessing that energy and putting it to use, but solar panels are the answer. When manufacturing a solar panel, large blocks of silicone are cut into thin slices and made into panels. Then these panels gain photovoltaic cells. These cells convert the energy of light into electricity through a chemical and physical phenomenon called the photovoltaic effect. Then the cells are put onto solar panels used for active solar power, meaning that a direct electrical conversion changes light energy into electricity. Simply put, a solar panel works by allowing photons or particles of light to knock electrons free from atoms, generating a flow of electricity. And solar panels are comprised of the smaller photovoltaic cells previously discussed. Overall, solar panels are the ticket to harnessing the immense amount of power that the sun emits every second. The method is sustainable, non-depletable, and reduces the carbon footprint of homes, large buildings, cities, and the world when used readily. I encourage everyone to find any way possible to make your fossil fuel use less each day. Thank you.
Dear Mr. Green, if solar energy is so clean and efficient, what about the issues related to assembling and making the solar panels? According to the video, that process isn't very environmentally friendly. Are the materials used to make the panels renewable?
Dear Mr. Gray, although the silicone used in panels isn't easily extractable and must go through a lot of modifications, and it takes a lot of water and energy to create the panels, the actual energy is clean and later makes up for this waste.
Well, I've heard that workers in manufacturing solar panels can breathe in harmful gases, so what about the health of these people? Or do you not care because those workers aren't us?
First of all, if you're concerned about the health of the workers, the process of mining coal permits a lot more risk than the process of making solar panels. Miners often develop black lung disease or different types of cancer because of these chemicals that they're exposed to. Even if solar manufacturing process is slightly harmful, the environmental costs associated with it probably don't outweigh the cleanliness of solar energy production. Plus, the technology is developing so rapidly that we are finding less wasteful means of production.
Solar panels are too expensive. We could use that money on so many other things. Do you want snacks at meetings or not?
We don't need to compromise the snacks, Daryl. Realistically speaking, the installation costs are a lot, but they would save tons of money in the long run. Solar energy is essentially free, as it is generated using PV solar cells on the building it is supplying power to. It would reduce our electricity bill astronomically and pay itself off in a few years, so by then we'd be saving money.
Okay, but if you look at it, our building already uses solar energy in the form of passive solar heating. Our roof has an overhang, so in the summer, when the sun is higher in the sky, it blocks the heat from coming in and keeps our building cool, and in the winter, when the sun is lower, the heat is still able to penetrate through and warm us up. Plus, our floors have a high thermal inertia to help keep our building insulated.
Sure, and that's all good, but we can still do more to reduce our use of non-renewable resources in solar technology. We can use active solar design, which produces much more usable solar energy. Don't we owe it to the Earth to practice more sustainable methods of energy use? And since we're a tech company, I think that we should be using the most cutting-edge technologies. Don't you, Mr. Gray?
Don't you, Mr. Gray me? I just feel like all that money could be used to fund so many other advances for our company. I just don't know how much global warming is a threat at this point.
Dear Mr. Gray, have you ever looked in a newspaper? Fossil fuel emissions have caused the concentrations of CO2 in the atmosphere to go up a ton in the last 50 years, causing ocean warming and acidification, melting of the polar ice caps, and loss of habitat for so many animals, and it's only going to get worse. Finally, after some deep soul searching, some pro-com lists, and some serious discussions with his cat, Mr. Gray decided that solar was the way to go.